Peace be upon our beloved Prophet and intercessor on the Day of Judgment, Muhammad. Our series of videos focuses on the mystical inner path of Islam, known as Sufism. In particular, we will be focusing on a path uniquely named Murid'ullah by its founder and esteemed eclectic Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba. In our Sheikh's native land, Senegal, West Africa, it is said that a disciple without a guiding Sheikh is only led by his or her own ego, or nafs, and more shockingly, the accursed Satan himself. In this difficult journey, or suluk, on the path to the ultimate, the traveler needs a guiding light to illuminate the darkness cast before them by the four enemies that besiege all human beings. A steady guiding hand to get them through particularly treacherous sections is required. Seeing as the aspirant would naturally take precautions on any journey undertaken in the physical outer world, including but not limited to things such as maps or satellite navigation in modern times, provisions of sustenance, and a vehicle of convenience to get them to their desired destination. It is also deemed just as necessary, if not more so, that the traveller on the inner planes should take even greater precautions. This is because the traveller is now entering uncharted territories never navigated before by human senses. The Sheikh in this instance is part of a class of elite human beings with deep experiential knowledge of the inner spiritual path that traces back many generations to the source, Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba was born in northeastern Senegal in the year 1270 after Hijrah, corresponding to 1853 or 1854 in the Gregorian calendar. The Sheikh's father, Muhammad ibn Habibullah, was a scholar respected by the kings of his time for his knowledge and integrity. His mother, Maryam Bousso, or better known as Diyāratullah, the protected one of Allah, was a recognized saint by the Senegalese and Mauritanian peoples. The lineage of Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba, through both his mother and father, goes back to Prophet Muhammad through the line of Hassan, the son of Ali ibn Abi Talib, and Fatima Zahra, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The Mbaki family, or El-Baki family, believed to be named after the great city of Mecca, the birthplace of Prophet Muhammad, lived in Shemsa in the Trarza region of Mauritania before settling in Senegal. This noble Sharifin ancestry of the family is established and highly venerated by the Mauritanian genealogists, with branches of the family still in Mauritania to this day. Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba, in all his correspondences and writings, presented himself as Ahmad al-Beki, and should be noted that Mecca is called Becca in the Holy Quran. Indeed, in an ijaza granted to Sheikh Mustafa al-Halabiya, a Syrian scholar residing in Medina, the Sheikh specified Ahmed, originally from Becca, a citizen of Bol. Bol should be noted as a kingdom in central Senegal. From a young age, the Sheikh displayed an extraordinary capacity for wisdom, knowledge, and memorization of Islamic texts. It was well known that he would never covet anything belonging to others, and this can be best relayed with an incident that occurred between the youthful Sheikh at the time and the local king that was privy to the spiritual advice of Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba's father. The king had sought to speak with the young prodigy after hearing about his immaculate character and spiritual proclivity from his subjects. The king naturally sought out the youth and had written some questions about Islamic jurisprudence, along with metaphysical inquiries on a wooden tablet that he then tried handing over to Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba to peruse and respond to the questions. However, the young Sheikh refused the tablet and crossed his arms on 3 occasions, until he finally took off running, only to return with his own wooden tablet with the answers to the questions already written on it. He then gave the tablet to the king, who was astonished with the answers, but still perplexed at his behavior, mentioned in the episode to the Sheikh's father. The young Sheikh's father then proceeded to inform the king that his son does not touch anything that does not belong to him, and in fact it turned out that the tablet was taken from one of the king's subjects and did not belong to the king himself. The father of Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba returned to Allah in 1882 at the age of 61 in Barkay. He declared his total satisfaction with his son and entrusted the entire family, his school and disciples to him. Soon after taking over the school, Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba had a vision, and the following was shared by one of his disciples, Sheikh Muhammad Bashir, that in his poem Minan al-Baqi, our Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba exhausted all the possibilities offered by the tariqas, whose words he used, and thus obtained all the enlightenment and secrets sought by Sufis in their initiatory quest. But for him, this was just the beginning of the journey, because unlike the majority of Sufis who are comforted by their initiatory chain, silsila, in order to validate their attachment to one of the illustrious masters of the path, he completely went beyond these realities to attach himself directly to the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace be upon him. Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba, despite his clear spiritual wisdom and gifts, was content to remain unknown and was hiding his true spiritual qualities from his community. He would remain a simple and unassuming Quranic and fiqh teacher until his encounter with Ibrahim Fall, who would later become his foremost disciple and the sheikh of his own branch of the Murid'ullah path, known as the Bifal. The Bifal are known for their incredible work ethic and can be instantly recognized by the patchy-colored thobes and dreadlocked hair. Sheikh Ibrahim Fall was born around 1855 in Diabifol in the Ndiabo region of Senegal. He is the eldest son of Cheikh Ahmadou Fall, who divided his time between cultivating fields and teaching Quranic recitation. By virtue of his paternal origins, Sheikh Ibrahim Fall is a nobleman and a prince, descended from two of the 7 great maternal lineages of Kadior and Bol, who had a monopoly on political power in the ancient Wolof monarchies. The village where Sheikh Ibrahim Fall was born is also a major center of Quranic and Islamic jurisprudence learning, and by the virtue of his upbringing, he gained mastery of the Quran and completed his education in Islamic sciences such as theology, Tawheed, jurisprudence, fiqh, commentary on the Quran, tafsir, and the grammar and rhetoric of the Arabic language, which he spoke and wrote fluently, as confirmed by the colonial administration. Sheikh Ibrahim Fall was known to be a very strict and staunch follower of the Sharia laws, to the extent of making even the animals in his farm fast during the month of Ramadan. However, he had always longed for spiritual realization and concentrated his energy on finding the one who could give him the opportunity for self-realization. By giving substance to his life's goal of earning God's approval through service to the Master he had chosen for him, a premonitory dream told him that this Master was on earth and instructed him to go in search of him. One night as he slept, he was shaken by the words, "Ibra Fall, go and find your master, Serigne Bamba." He would go on to have several prophetic dreams, stirring him into adventure, culminating in the illustrious meeting with his spiritual guide and master, Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba. The meeting took place on the 20th day of the lunar month of Ramadan in the Islamic calendar year 1302 of Hijrah, corresponding to the Gregorian calendar 1883. Ibrahim Fall gave his oath of allegiance to Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba, and he is recounted in the Qasida Minau Bakhil Khadim as professing, "I have given up everything, left everything, renounced everything, to look for a master who can assure me access to the Lord's neighborhood. If by any chance I don't find him alive, I will try to identify his mausoleum, and there, on that sacred spot, with inflexible determination, I will devote the rest of my life to devotion and acts so meritorious that God will surely grant me the benefit of the service I would have performed at his side had I found him alive. I now pledge my allegiance to you. I proclaim that I do not want even the weight of a hair in this world. My only concern is God and my abode in the hereafter." Upon hearing these words of sincerity, Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba replied, "Know, O you Ibrahim of Fall, that we have the same resolution. My guide, my beacon is Sayyidina Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. If by any chance I had found nothing on this earth to attest to his existence, such as the Quran, the Hadiths, and so forth, the certainty that the same sky, the same stars that I see, one day towered over his august person, would suffice for me to dedicate myself to his service. And I affirm that through this service I will have obtained God's approval. I therefore accept your allegiance, but on one condition. You will carry out the letter all that I command you. You will carry out to the letter all that I command you, and you will carefully avoid all that I forbid you. Nothing of this world will be your concern. Only God will occupy your thoughts and fill your intentions. This means that you have nothing to hope for in the way of goods on this earth, not even a shelter to give you shade, let alone a house. Don't think about starting a family. The reason is that if you want to obtain the fulfillment of the wishes you have expressed, you must no longer desire anything from this perishable world." Ibrahim of Fall from that day onward became an exemplary student for all disciples seeking sincerity and devotion to their master. His deep reservoirs of respect, devotion, and veneration of the Sheikh would have such a profound impact on all the other disciples. Gone were the days of trivial camaraderie and unbecoming familiarities with the spiritual guide of the school. Ibrahim of Fall demanded total devotion to the spiritual cause and the Sheikh. This new dynamic vexed many of the previous disciples, leading them to request the removal of this new disciple, Ibrahim of Fall, from the school. However, the Sheikh responded that it was okay for Ibrahim of Fall to leave, but that they should be forewarned that he would also be leaving with them. From that day onwards, the other disciples became aware of who this man, Ibrahim of Fall, was, and his importance in the Muridiyya Sufi path. Sheikh Ibrahim of Fall revealed the true dimension of Qadim Rasul to his fellow disciples. Qadim Rasul, Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba. His clear-sightedness enabled a crowd of disciples to benefit from his immense blessings. His attitude would, in fact, revive the behavior that God had dictated to the companions toward the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and which is the basis of the master-disciple relationship in Islam.